First of all, for those of us from Kaduna State, it is a good riddance because he stands as a liability to the party in the state. And I can back this with facts. In 2015, APC had 2 senators. By 2023, all the senatorial zones were taken over by PDP. And out of the 14 House of Representatives seats in Kaduna State, under Nasiru, by the time he left, almost 9 of the seats were won by PDP, 2 by Labour Party, and then 3 by APC. And with him as a governor, the APC also lost the presidential election in Kaduna State, with Aswaju Ahmed Bola to be pulling 399,273 votes, and Atiku pulling about 554,360 votes. So you can see that by the time he left, already the party was an unpopular platform in the state. So his exit now is an opportunity for the governor and party leaders of the state to embrace the people of the state and to reconfigure and reset the party towards the next election. That is on one side. And it is said by Shakespeare that the evil that men do lives after them. Nasiru evicted so many people out of the party on the basis that he is the alpha and omega of everything. Today, all that he has done has returned back to him. I think in the past, people say they should wait for a day of judgment, but it is dramatic nowadays that things happen within a jiffy. This was a man who evicted us out of the party and was proud to have said he has sent us to the forest. And today, the Lord has evicted him to the wilderness. He is into political oblivion. What he did to us is what has happened to him without our own influence. And so I can say that for anybody who is from outside of Kaduna State, you can make your own judgment and make your own comment. We have 23 local governments in the state. The governor of the state, even who Nasiru both campaigned for and also campaigned against, because he was double-faced, won the governorship with a close margin of 11,000 votes. So it is now that since he is out of the party, that the governor can reach out to political forces, alliances, individuals, groups, allegiances, and see how he can mobilize support for the party. And Senator, most of the people who went out of the party, who were forced out of the party when he was a governor, have now returned to the party. So it is something of celebration to those of us from Kaduna State, that someone who has become a thorn in the flesh, someone who has pushed the party away from the people, is now out of it, and then people can return back to the party for
Senator, if I may come in,
the goal of winning the next election. Yes.
Senator, if I may come in, would you call a man a liability for... we were all witnesses to the effect that when some northern leaders wanted a northern president to succeed Muhammadu Buhari, he literally rallied the northern governors to the effect that, look, this cannot happen. And he got the ticket, at least from that interest, that such that President Bola Tinubu, I'm sure by appreciating what he has done, had to literally court him to say, look, I know you want to go and study, but you have to stay back and do what you can. I need you in this government. And he also played a critical role in the emergence of Senator Obasani, who is now the governor of the state, at the end of the day. So if a man who was able to produce a governor, quote unquote, bring some level of force to the emergence of the president of a country, would you call that man a liability?
Well, I will still pose the question to you. For a man who claimed to have mobilized the North to vote for Tinubu, why did Tinubu lost in his own state? Look at the margin between Atiku and Tinubu. I'm repeating it. Tinubu got 354,273 votes. Atiku got 599,360 votes. So how can I sit down here if I'm a governor of the state and tell you that I have mobilized all the North to vote for you, while I can't even convince my own state to vote for you? And for the first time since 1999,
my apologies, Senator. My apologies, Senator. The counter-argument could be, without speaking for him, that even the president himself lost Lagos. As forceful and as our power, the Jagaban lost Lagos.
Well, it is. The president is not contesting for the governorship of Lagos. He's contesting for the presidency of the country. So he can win in other parts of the country and then lose his own. But this is a person who can't even deliver his own state to the governor and to the president. And let us even go by the facts on the ground. You know the situation we were faced with in Kaduna State from 2015 to 2023. A section of the state was marginalized. People were pushed out of their jobs. Homes were demolished. The man that you're talking about has no respect for court orders, and several things that happened, which made the party lose. Yes, he campaigned for Obasani, but we have it on record, where in one way he's telling the people of the state to vote for Obasani, and in another way he is cautioning them against voting for him. All these things here, we live in an internet age. The voices are there, the audios, the videos are all there. So he had a divided mind over even the person that he brought. And I'm saying it repeatedly, that Obasani did not win election because of Nasru, but he lost votes because of Nasru. That's a fact of the ground. Well, for the fact that he was a member and a founding member of the APC in the state, in the whole country, and now he was out of it, that was what he did to us. We are founding members of the APC, at least in our own state. He was so fanatical about Buhari. Any person who criticized the APC became to him like a religion. But today he is out of it. And if you can remember, I was in the Senate from 2015 to 2019. Whatever I say about APC, whatever I said about the leadership of Buhari, he is up against me. And today, look at the table. When we tell them that power is temporary, power is ephemeral, power is superficial. If you are in power today, tomorrow you'll be out of power. People can forget that you are in power, but they will never forget how you treated them while in power. If you happen to be in a position of authority, know that there will be tomorrow, and the life you will spend outside of power will be longer than the one you spend in power. They were in power, they were intoxicated with power, they speak with authority, with audacity, with arrogance, and think that there will be no tomorrow. The tomorrow has come. He is displaced. He said in the past that we have gone into oblivion. Today we are back to our homes, and he has gone to oblivion. He sent us to the forest, and today he's in the wilderness. That is how it works. Whoever have found himself in a position of authority or power should know that there will be tomorrow, and tomorrow has come. All the people he sent out of the party are now back to the party, and the party whom he prided himself to have established or founded is out of it. I said it repeatedly that take caution. Power is not something you should misuse and abuse, and this is exactly what it is. He's back to his trenches. And we need opposition in the country, there's no doubt. If you don't have opposition, the government sleeps, and then we head to a tyranny. But not a coalition of disgruntled elements with someone who felt entitled. If Aswaju has appointed Nasru a minister, all these criticisms, all these attacks, all these things here that he's saying will never happen. He will be the most fanatical, the most vocal, the most vehement in terms of attacking any person who said anything against the government. But the fact that he fell through his screening, he's out of it. Now everybody is evil, and he wants to mobilize the North to vote for a candidate, the man who said the South deserves power for the next 8 years. What he did to us is what is happening to him. There is nothing we have not seen in Kaduna State, and today he is at the receiving end of it. And whoever is in power today should learn from what has happened to Nasru.
So are you saying that the APC is not concerned, worried, perturbed, because we're seeing resignations following his own resignation as well? We know he has visited former President Muhammadu Buhari a couple of times. We've seen pictures posted by himself and others. We've seen him visit Pastor Tunde Bakare. We don't know the outcome of those visits, what it is all about. We've seen him visit Aregbe and other. We have even seen him, visit or liaise with some people even in the other opposition parties. So are you saying it by essence that the APC, this is nothing to worry about, even in the coming elections?
Well, you see, you don't win election by visiting people here and there. You win election from your state. If you tell me that he is visiting wards and local government in Kaduna State to deliver, and that's a different thing. But you visit people who, as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing to worry about. We are from Kaduna State. We live in Kaduna State. And we know that his exit is of no political consequences to the state. The governor is doing a fantastic job. He is reaching out. He has burned fences. He has built bridges. He has reached out to people from all parts, all people who have been marginalized, ostracized, and evicted out. He has reached out to them. And we have peace. We have unity. The people, the House of Fulani from northern part and the Christian part of the southern Kaduna are now living peacefully with each other. When last have you had our school have been attacked by bandits and schools where people were kidnapped? Though there are still pockets of insecurity. But what we are having in Kaduna State now is far better. And we don't mind him going to places here and there. But all that we know is that by 2027, we are going to deliver Kaduna State as we want it, because the people are with us on the ground.
A couple of other issues I want to raise with you, but we're not done with this issue of defections and changing political parties and all of that. Some of the things he raised, now you're on the APC. Maybe we'll take a look at, he has raised this before. I know he had granted one interview and he spoke about some internal democracy, internal processes. Coincidentally, just a few days after that interview, the APC actually held its next meeting just almost 2 years after. But if I read some of his thoughts, which I had read earlier, I said development in the last 2 years confirmed that there is no desire on the part of the party, desire on the part of those who currently run and control the APC to acknowledge, much less address the unhealthy situation of the party. What do you think he's trying to say here? Because this is the premise under which he's leaving in his words. Everybody can speculate as to why he's leaving, whether he wasn't given a ministerial position, he's angry with the president, who he felt should have protected him, even when the Senate rejected him, and all of the issues that were raised. But there are issues within the APC, now that you're in the APC, that this letter should address.
Well, when a state governor, or a disgruntled former state governor, makes claim of lack of internal democracy in the party at the national level, for someone like me, I would just laugh over it. Come to Kaduna State. I don't speak from Kano, Katsina, or those states. I'm talking about the state where I come from and he comes from. For the whole period he served, from 2015 to 2023, there was never internal democracy in the APC in Kaduna State. Whoever was the chairman of the party, secretary of the party, whatever of the party, they were all his nominees. All the local government chairmen were all his nominees. All the speakers are all his nominees. Everything begins and ends with a state governor, typical of what happened in every state. So it is convenient for him now to say that because he's out of the system. So anything he will say, he can continue to say. But whatever he is going to say about this party is the same thing that he has done when he was a governor of the state. On 3 occasions, the national body sent in 3 people to reconcile a crisis in Kaduna State. He refused. The first committee was set up by Masari, if you can remember, the former governor of Kaduna State. He refused to listen to him. Shegun Oni was sent to reconcile people in Kaduna State, APC. He refused. The third was Inua Abdelkader, related to Inua Abdelkader, the former national legal advisor of the party. He ended up demolishing his home. So he doesn't believe in democracy. All those things which he is saying are not things he believes in. But for the sake that people want someone who can criticize and be an avant-garde against government policy, you can line up behind. But try and know the person who is going to line up. I'm telling you, you can mark this word here. There will soon be crisis in the SDP, as long as he's there. And you will mark my word, it's going to happen. There will be crisis in the SDP. Because wherever he goes with his own character. Leopard never changes his skin. And I'm saying it very blank that what you think will happen is not going to happen. Kaduna State will remain firmly under the control of the governor of the state, whom he has been enjoying the goodwill of that state. And despite me, I said it very well, we went to the APC. If today he's going to come back to the APC, I will pull out of the APC and join another political party. Even if it's Labour Party, I will join. But I can't stay with someone whom I know habitually will always create crisis wherever he is. And I'm saying it in clear terms, that Kaduna State will be run fairly and squarely by the governor of the state as it is now. So
clearly, wherever Nasser El-Rufai is, we can't find Shehu Sani. Wherever Shehu Sani is, we can't find Nasser El-Rufai. That's a take. But finally, on this particular thought, on the defection or leaving of the party, it's literally saying he's rallying opposition to challenge the APC in coming elections and in 2027. Some people have said unseating an incumbent is a tall order, but he believes he can do it. What do you think? Why do you think he has that impetus or that courage or boldness to say the things he's saying and is very confident that he's going to shock everyone?
Well, I know that these are some of his antics, and for us, we will not say anything, but we will lay the card and we will see what will happen as far as the next election. Only God knows what will happen tomorrow. Nobody knows who's going to be alive in 2027. But if we are alive and healthy, we will see who will carry the day between us and him. I think he's from Kaduna State. That's where we come from. Well, let's put the cards on the ground and see what is going to happen. As far as I'm concerned, the result will speak for itself. But I'm telling you assuredly that the party will win at the presidential and the state and the National Assembly elections. In the state, and as far as Kaduna State is concerned, I'm not talking about that state, but as far as Kaduna State is concerned, we're going to win the next election. As for rallying the opposition, well, if the opposition see him as one with a moral standing to line up behind them, well, good luck to them. I can't say anything about that. In general terms, this is democracy. We need a vibrant and potent opposition that will hold the government to account and then make sure that people in power are also on their feet. But when you line up this disgruntled element of this kind here, who are likely going to whip up sentiment, you'll be ending up nowhere. And I believe that this is where they are going. The SDP will see all those issues that I'm lining up. It's just a question of time. But with or without him, as far as I'm concerned, he's politically irrelevant in our state, and we're going to win the next election.
All right.
Shehu Sani. This one when you talk now. El-Rufai defection to SDP, Social Democratic Party, is not something that you guys should fold hands and say it does not mean El-Rufai is a liability to the party. Finally, he has left the party. There is no problem, so the party cannot have peace. No, El-Rufai is not somebody like that you just overlook. Say it doesn't mean anything to the party. Is the founder of the party. Is a prominent member of that party. El-Rufai defection from APC means a lot to that party. It means a lot. And that SDP, he defected to none. You know, this is a political season. You are going to see more of this defection. More people are leaving their party to another. You are going to see more of this. But they need to, anyway, they don't need to watch out from this because nobody wants APC. No, affiliation will never reign for the second time. So whoever is going to win, whichever party, for me, make sure it shouldn't be Tinubu. It shouldn't be Tinubu, it shouldn't be APC. Let's just take that out of it. Yes, but I know it's not easy, it's not possible. But El-Rufai defection from the APC, it means a lot to them. You know, El-Rufai is a prominent member, is a public figure in the north. He has a lot of influence. And he has been visiting a lot of these prominent people, members in different zones. Buhari is one of them. Buhari visited Atiku. He visited the other man in the south, Yoruba. He visited the other one, Tunde Bakari. The other one, he has been visiting a lot of those people, and these people have influence. Now, the only one person whom I think, in my opinion, whom I think it could do a lot to stop Tinubu in 2027 is Buhari. If Buhari was not in support of Tinubu in 2023, Tinubu wouldn't have succeeded. He wouldn't have succeeded if Buhari was not in support. You know, from the beginning, the way they started from the beginning, people thought Buhari was not in support. And since Buhari was not showing interest, people thought Tinubu was just joking, was just playing, that he's not going anywhere until Buhari showed interest and giving all the support. So now, if El-Rufai is visiting Buhari, El-Rufai left the party, and if Buhari agrees to him, because all this reform that Tinubu is doing, it does not favor the North. You could see the anger from them, especially those Fulani. It does not favor them. You could see it's written on their faces, the way they have been bashing Tinubu, the way they have been criticizing this government. But their brother did 8 years that set this country backwards. No, we didn't hear all this talk, this problem. But now Buhari, Tinubu is ruling, and now it does not favor them. It's like heaven wants to come down. That's the problem. So now, Buhari is the only one whom I think he has the capacity, he has the influence to stop Buhari, to stop Tinubu in 2027. Who contributed. Now, Atiku, now they are forming coalition, right? Atiku is on that one. Atiku has a lot of influence over these people in the north. He has weight, he has capacity. Do you understand? And like that, I think they are still going to work with some governor, like before, where they said some south, five governors from the south. I think that one is a fake news. They debunked that, but I know they are still working with some governors. About 7 governors, I think they are still going to join this coalition. So it's not going to be easy in 2027 with APC. Yes, even if we don't believe in rigging. So the thing is, all of them know how it works already. It's not by election. So because of these political leaders, public figure who are leaving APC now, forming their own coalition, they already understand the game. So all of them, they are not going to give Tinubu the opportunity to do what he did in 2023. Just like Sowore said, that if he win election in 2027 or any time, that he knows that he won that election. Just like, for example, 2023, majority believes that Peter Obi won that election. That's so what he said. If he has that conviction that he won the election. Nobody will rig him out. That nobody. He will not give that opportunity to anybody. If heaven wants to come down, heaven will come down. That somebody will take his glory. That's what he said. And that is what is going to happen in 2027. That's why it's not going to be easy for Tinubu because of these people forming coalition. They understand that it's not by voting, all of them. It's not by voting, it's by grab it by force. And they are ready to grab it by force. That's the problem. So they need to watch out. So El-Rufai living is not somebody you just use mouths to condemn, that it does not matter. He's a liability to the party. He has nothing, and let them go and form their party. Yes, so, but anyways, until that day, we know we'll be here. God will keep us alive to witness what is going to happen on that day. For me, affliction will never reign again for the second time. APC, jump and pass. Tinubu, APC, jump and pass. That is it. So let's watch. And this one, it is well. Anyways, please, what do you think? Share this video.